here's the thing about the biome. This is very important. I mentioned it a few times as I discussed the microbiome. In terms of the health of the microbiome, diversity is actually more important than quantity. So if you're going to eat fiber, eventually you need to eat a lot of different fiber, not one type. I mean, you can stuff yourself with kales and broccoli, but what if some of the bacteria don't like that? They're fussy too. They like certain things. So some bacteria like black beans, others don't. So the way to do it, they calculate that if you can eat 30 plants a week, then you will have enough fiber on board, and you may not necessarily have to worry about some bacteria going hungry because you have a diversity. So diversity of fiber is diversity equal diversity of bacteria in your microbiome, and the more diverse, the healthier you are. So some of the, let me just quickly, some of the things they have published and share that with you in terms of the 30 plants. In vegetable group, tomato, mushroom, broccoli, pepper, sweet corn, spinach, potato, onion, peas, and carrot. That's give you 10 there. Fruit, you get grape, apricot, strawberries, watermelon, blueberries, raspberry, apple, banana, oranges, kiwi. Now let me tell you about the berries. The berries not only help as a source of fiber. For instance, raspberry has probably the highest level of fiber in all those fruit that you're looking at. And all those, they also have other ingredients, other ingredient that can actually assist in the health of those bacteria. Okay, and in terms of grain, oats, brown rice, quinoa, buckwheat, quinoa, whole wheat. Okay, and you also have those seeds. Very important. All right, let me find the seeds list for you. In terms of seeds, the legume, nuts, chickpeas, lentil, beans, lots of beans, pack of seed, pack of nuts, mix extra. So chai seeds, all those things are important. So you have a whole variety to choose, and if you start, well, let me before I close, it's very important for those people who are not really used to eating fiber, then to know that according to the International Foundation of Functional Gastrointestinal Disease, if you haven't been using fiber, start low and go slow. So what I would suggest generally from consensus information is that when you start to eat fiber, you can start maybe plant one a week and see how you feel, because there are some issue with sensitivity. There are issue with obviously access. Those, what do you call it, desert desert area where you cannot get access to any garden, any plant-based food. It's all in the local neighborhood. It's mostly processed food. If you go to a grocery store, you go to a food store. Okay. But even if you have some kind of sensitivity to the fiber, it's not an allergy. So you can always come back. But the idea is you eat one fiber, say, well, gosh, apples. God, I'd rather take an apple than actually take a bag of chips. Different calorie, 95 calorie in apple, almost 260 in a bag of chips. And what you get, there's no fiber. It's high fat and high sugar, high salt. So those are little training that you have to do with yourself to start really getting into the fiber. And slowly and surely you keep adding until you become comfortable. And as far as having bloating, gas, you will note after you really start consuming fiber, the first thing that can happen, you're going to have a perfectly normal bowel movement. I mean, you're going to be happy to see that all the stuff was there. Regular fiber, they provide bulk, and you have normal. You don't have to really take laxative and stuff like that. Okay, so fiber is really crucial. And let me see some important informations. Some tips. Eat fruits rather than drinking the fruit juice. Having whole grain variety of bread instead of white rice or white bread or regular pasta. Snack on veggies instead of chips and presto. Lots of lentil. Lentil is loaded with fiber. So is chickpeas, which I love, and beans. You can have wild rice and beans. That's a good source of fiber there. Okay, so in summary, see the time is really moving fast again. The microbiome science really has opened our eyes to the importance of the gut microbe, and mainly we're talking about bacteria. So during the past decade, by studying and understanding the behavior and action of this bacteria, we have begun to grasp clearly the role of nutrition in our health. So many diseases that we thought were incurable are being actually treated, being linked to the state of the health of the microbiome. So we know now that fiber, fermented food, are the preferred food of the gut bacteria and allow them to produce those superb chemicals, the short chain fatty acid and the like, to begin the transformation toward health. Okay, so yes, there is a possibility. Then, if you get used to that diet, in other words, you don't change overnight. You add on until you become comfortable, and your taste gonna change, and you realize some of your chronic disease is gonna be goodbye, and it's gonna be what's gonna happen here. Okay, the establishment may be in trouble, but you have access. Get access to the plants. And that's a good start. Don't wait until you get the fecal transplant, some of those, because there's a lot of high-tech companies that are open. Pharma is ready to promote drugs where you can, have a capsule of poop or different way, but you can go natural. Eat your apples and your pears and your berries and vegetables. I love beans. I'm from the Caribbean anyway, so beans is probably explain why some of those people are really healthy. It's they eat from the ground. 95% not consuming enough fiber. Get on board, okay? And we talk about how to increase this slowly. And the other thing that don't have time to talk today, but it's also linked to the health of the microbiome. We may have to do this episode a different time. Antibiotics and antibiotic-based food, meat, those things destroy the microbiome. So it's a whole new line of conversation which I will talk to you about. I certainly appreciate your patience, understanding. Please share this information. I'll make a note. The American Gut Society can actually do. If you change your diet and you're eating more fiber, you want to see what happened to your microbiome. For a minimum fee, they can send you the kit. They would then analyze your stool to see where you are, because this is going to be an ongoing process. Thank you very much. Appreciate your attention.